Alright guys, so we're going to start on the Studio City project. Now, we're going to start off just doing it with regular CSS, just so we can get everything looking good, and then we'll optimize it with Sass. Alright, but we're still going to run it through the compiler. We're still going to use the SCSS file. So I have a blank folder called Studio City, and we're going to create our index.html. Okay, we're going to create a folder called SCSS. We're going to create a folder called CSS, and we're going to create a folder called IMG. Okay, and we just have one image, and I'm just going to bring that over now. All right, so it's just this this city image. Okay, which is that. All right, and I got that from one of the free stock image sites. So in SCSS, let's create a document, and we're going to call this style.scss. And then inside the CSS folder, we're going to create a file called style.css. Alright, so let's go over to Koala, and I'm going to say add project, and we want to choose, let's see, projects and Studio City, and then SCSS. Alright, now I want to change the output path, so I'm going to say set output path, and then we're going to go to CSS and click on style.css, and then yes. Alright, then we can delete the CSS and the CSS map file that were created in the SCSS folder. So let's delete those, and let's test it out. So we'll open up style.css, and let's put in the body, and we'll say yeah, we'll do background, and that'll be white. Alright, so let's save that and see if it actually gets compiled. So we'll go into CSS and then style, and yep, there it is. Alright, so we know the compiler is working. So we're going to start off with the HTML. So let's open that up. And we're going to go ahead and put in just our standard HTML tags. And in the title, we'll say Studio City template. And let's link our style sheet. Okay, that's going to be CSS style.css. Now we're also going to use Font Awesome, so I'm going to include their CDN. Put that right here. Okay, that's from maxcdn.bootstrapcdn.com and then /fontawesome. Alright, so that's all we need in the head. Now in the body, let's put a header tag, and we're going to put a div class container. Just tab that over. Alright, and then in the container, let's put a div, and we're going to give this an ID of logo. Okay, and the logo is just going to be an H3, and we'll say Studio City. Alright, and then also in the header we'll have the nav tag, and this nav is going to have a UL with some LIs. Okay, that's going to go to index.html, and that'll be the home page, or the home link. Okay, let's copy that. And then we're also going to have about. We're going to have portfolio and contact. Okay, let's add the file names. Okay, now home is going to have, the link is going to have a class called active. Okay, so that's our nav bar. Now let's do the showcase. That's going to go under the header. So we'll have a div with the class of showcase. Oops. Okay, that's also going to have a container. And inside the container, we're going to have an H1 that says Dream Big. And then I'm going to have a paragraph, which I'm going to paste in. Okay, paragraph has a class of lead, and then we have a line break after it. Let me just tab this out. Alright, so under the paragraph and after the line break, we're going to have a couple links. This one will go to, let's say, about.html, and it's going to have a class of button-a. Okay, so this one will say read more, and then we'll have another one next to it. This one's going to go to contact. This is going to have a class of button B, and then the text will just say contact us. Alright, and that should do it for the showcase. Underneath that, we're going to have another section that's going to have a background color and some text. So this we're going to call section A. And that, of course, will have a container. The container is what pushes everything in the middle and gives it an 80% width. So this will be container. And we're just going to have a paragraph with some text. So I'm going to paste that in. Just some dummy text. And then we're going to have a section B. So I'm going to copy that. And this is going to be for the icons. So let's get rid of this paragraph. And I'm going to just paste in these divs. Okay, so we have a div class, and this has a class of box and a class of box A. Alright, this has an H3. It has an icon, and that's coming from Font Awesome, and then a paragraph. And then this is box B, box C, and box D. Alright, they all have the same, they all have the same text. Just different icons. Alright, so that's that. Now let's create, let's see, we want to go after section B, and this will be section C. Let's go ahead and copy that. Change that to section C, and this is going to be an unordered list, which I'm going to paste in. Okay, so UL has a class of home list. Each list item has an H3 and a paragraph. Alright, and then last thing we want is the footer, which is going to go under section C. Okay, that'll have a container. And let's see, I'm just going to have a paragraph, and it'll say copyright, and we'll give it a copyright symbol, 2016 Studio City. Okay, so that should be it for the HTML for our home page. Let's go ahead and open it up. Opened in the wrong tab. There we go. Alright, so it's just the HTML, so it looks horrible. Now what I want to do is just create the other pages, the inner pages. So let's create a file called about.html. We'll create a file called portfolio.html. And contact.html. Okay, so let's open up about, and then we're going to copy everything that we have in the index file. And let's go up to the top here, and we're going to change the class active from the home link to the about link. Okay, and then for the showcase, this is going to be a little different. We're going to change it to showcase-inner. Alright, we're going to keep the container, but we're going to get rid of everything in it except for the H1. And then the H1 will just have the page title of about. Alright, now we can get rid of the section A. We can get rid of all the sections actually. Section C, but we want to keep the footer. Alright, and then all we need to add here is an area for the main content. So let's say div class equals main. Okay, and that's going to have a container. And inside here we'll just put, actually I'm going to paste this in because it's just some text. Okay, so we just have an H3, what we do, paragraph, H3, who we are, another paragraph. Save that, and that's our about page. So if we click that, it should look like that. Now let's open up, let's see, let's grab portfolio HTML. Now I'm going to copy everything that we have in the about page, paste that in, and then we're going to change the class active. I'm going to put it onto portfolio. Okay, and then we'll change the H1 here. And let's get rid of this content. And I'll paste this in. So basically we just have a couple divs with the class of port for portfolio, and then we have an H3, and then just a link to a Lorem Pixel image. Okay, and that's it. So let's save it. Now we should be able to visit portfolio. An image should pop up. There we go. Now for the contact page. So we'll copy again what we have in about. Paste it in. Let's change the class active. Put it there. And then we'll change the title, contact. Delete the content inside of the main. And then we're going to paste this in. Okay, so we have a paragraph, says fill out the form. Then we have a form with the ID of contact. Each div has a label, a line break, and then an input. Okay, so we have name, email, phone, and the last one, message, is a text area, and then a submit button. Save that, and now we should be able to go to contact. Alright, so the HTML is done for the website, or for the template. In the next video, we're going to start styling it.